Representative of Mozambique for the statement. I now give the floor to the representative of Japan.
Thank you, Madam President. I thank Special Coordinator Wensran and Ms. Clark for their respective updates and briefings. The current catastrophe in Gaza began with the horrifying acts of terror by Hamas and other militant groups. We reiterate our strong condemnation of the 7th October attack, as well as the taking and killing of hostages. Hostages are enduring an unimaginable horror, which is totally unacceptable. At the same time, the conflict rages on with no end in sight, and the suffering of the Palestinians only grows. Japan is appalled at the unconscionable toll of deaths and injuries, including many civilians and even UN staff and aid workers. The devastation of the Palestinian people is beyond our comprehension. They are trying to survive in overcrowded makeshift shelters and tents, while suffering a severe shortage of essential supplies and restricted access to basic services. No human should have to experience what they have experienced for nearly a year now. Beyond Gaza, the conflict continues to spread. In the West Bank, we are concerned by the casualties and level of destruction following Israel's recent military operations. Japan condemns continued settlement expansion and violence and seizures of land by Israeli settlers. This must cease. 24 hours ago, the General Assembly adopted a resolution regarding the ICJ advisory opinion. We underscore once again that the settlements are in violation of international law, as was pointed out in the ICJ advisory opinion. With regard to Lebanon, we are seriously concerned about the alarming incidents in this week, which reportedly caused multiple casualties and thousands of injuries. Continued attacks across the Blue Line are very dangerous. No one desires a full-scale war between Israel and Hezbollah. We must all do all we can do to avoid one. Madam President, we must change the course of the never-ending vicious cycle of violence in the Middle East. Let me make 3 points in this regard. First, we need an immediate ceasefire in Gaza and the release of the hostages based on the outlines of the Security Council Resolution 2735. Japan continues to support the tireless mediation efforts of the US, Egypt, and Qatar to bring this about. A ceasefire in Gaza will also help bring calm to the inflamed region. Second, even before ceasefire is achieved, the international community must make plans for early recovery and reconstruction in Gaza. Just removing the rubble will take decades, while restoration of the basic civil system and infrastructure, including health and education, will require enormous time and resources. These are only some of the numerous challenges we will face on the day after. In this vein, it is imperative to strengthen the Palestinian Authority, including financial governance capacities. Third, and finally, a two-state solution is the only viable path to resolve this decades-long tragic conflict. Japan sincerely hopes to see a Middle East where Israel and Palestine live side by side in peace and stability with recognized borders, and will spare no efforts to this end. Thank you.